chopping down, going out to a forest, chopping down a pine tree, loading it up in the truck and bringing it back, and setting up
What
in that
forests are you going to? Chopping down real Christmas trees.
well, maybe not forest, but like a tree farm.
Oh,
Like
okay,
we
cool.
yeah,
I
where
thought you were
they
just
would
going down to a
sell.
park and like chopping down a tree. It's
Yeah,
illegal, Lance.
just go to the
You can't do
national
that.
park.
I like being lied to. Kind of gets me off, you know?
Oh my
Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, another episode of Anime Fix, where you're fixed for all things anime. I'm Chase.
And I'm Lance.
Hi, Lance.
Hello.
Are you okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good, good. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
I'm tired.
Yeah. It is early for you, isn't it? No, you
Yes,
actually were up later than
I
you
was
normally
up.
are.
Yeah, I was up till like 2.
Oh God, I can't
I
even
know.
imagine
I
doing
know,
that
man.
anymore.
Yeah. Well, you had a busy night last night, though, so I can't blame you either.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we watching and reviewing again?
We are flavors of youth.
Flavors of Youth.
So what did you, all right, so obviously, so in flavors of youth, I mean obviously to anyone listening, but flavors of youth is three sort of self-contained stories that are loosely, so it is confirmed they're the same universe, and they are loosely connected by they're passing through the same like location, like an airport,
Yeah.
but that's about the only connection they have. So overall, because we're probably going to talk about each one.
Yep.
Overall, what did you think?
Overall, I liked it. Some of them hit harder than others. I think I resonated with some, like, I would say
Love
two
in
of them.
Shanghai. Love in Shanghai.
One in Shanghai. Not even the last one.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, man. I didn't resonate with that one the most. It was the second one, I think. Well,
Oh.
not the second one. Not the second story, but the second one I liked the most. The Shanghai one was the one that I resonated with the most was the ramen one.
Oh my God, because that was the one I disliked the most. Like
Oh
I,
no, no, I
I
like.
the whole time,
No.
the whole time I was sitting there. Well, first off, I couldn't stand the narrator. Like,
In the
yeah,
first one, well,
yeah.
what does it mostly have? Has a lot
Uh,
of juxtaposition. It's telling me a lot about the story. I'm loving it.
yeah.
I'm like, yes, I know what's happening. I love it.
He was just like, oh man, I really like me some. So what kind of rice was it? I forget. Or what kind, rice noodles. I really
Rice
like
noodles.
I really like rice noodles. But this place, they don't make rice noodles like they used to. It's just so like he sounded so pretentious the whole goddamn time. And and at the very end, so Tori and I watched it together. And at the very end, after we go through the three stories,
Hmm.
and she heard his that first character's voice again.
Hmm.
We both thought it was going to be like the story as a whole closes out with that first guy,
Yeah,
and Tori just went like, "Nope," like no. Could not. Neither one of us liked it. The first
that's
one.
funny. Oh wow, you like the second one
Anyway,
more than the first one?
I like the third one the best.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
I
like
think
this.
that should have been. I
The
want a
story.
full feature. Yeah. The what?
The you wanted the third one to be the whole movie.
Yes.
I mean, it's just like all the other Shinkai movies we watched before. It's just shorter.
Yeah, shorter than Garden of Words. I know, but I mean, I thought it was the most compelling. Anyway, okay, talk about your experience with the first one then. Let's go through it one by one.
Yep, I like the
Obviously, I
first one
didn't
a
like
lot.
it, but
I mean, the reason why I liked it a lot was the juxtaposition, and I liked how um, it was like I like the message of it where it was like whole things dear to you and live in the moment. You know, like don't always um, search for that next thing or like search for the past. Even like live in the present where you are. Right. So I like
yeah,
that
that
aspect a
made
lot.
I mean, that was a good message, and obviously the character, he didn't because he was constantly thinking back to, that little rice noodle shop on the corner that he
Yeah,
went to with his grandmother,
yeah,
and kept talking about how the current restaurants aren't as good, and he should
yeah,
have just enjoyed the memory in
yeah,
of itself. Do you have any other
yeah.
thoughts on the first one?
I'm looking it up again because it's a little bit since I've been there. Um, mm, the husband of the owner's shop wanted the shop. Oh yeah. Well, what do you think about like when the husband of the owner, of the owner of the noodle shop, wanted the noodle shop to become a fishing shop? I'm like, there's more people that like noodles than
Then
fishing. I
fish.
feel. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's a real dumb move.
you're not even selling fish. You're just selling stuff to fish. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even see a big
Oh,
link there to
yeah.
you, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, seriously. And the last thing I'm thinking about, so like, we live in the Midwest, and in like pretty large, city. The last thing I'm thinking about right now is, man, I really want to go to a local fishing store and buy a rod and go out to the lake and fish. Now, some people do fish around here, and there are lakes you can do it, but yeah, it's not a huge demand, I don't think, where we're at. So I imagine it'd be
Yeah.
the same there.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought that was funny, but like also the um like it spent so much time focusing on like your past as a kid and like so like when you're younger you want to grow up as fast as possible, right?
Yeah.
But when you get older, right, and like you're my age or even an old man like Lance, like you get to that point where like you wish that you were a kid again, and you wish that you had not memories, but like you wish you were living those memories that you already had, right? And like
I think for me though, it's just a lack of responsibility. Like I don't necessarily like.
I
I
had
think
great times as a kid though, so I don't know.
I would say I didn't have. I mean, I I, I could say I have bad memories from being a kid, but I mean I think everyone it's mixed. I think for anyone it's a mixed bag. But I think back to more the lack of responsibility.
Yeah,
Like I didn't have to worry about bills or taxes or food or clothing or shelter or anything. It was all
yeah,
just provided, right? And now I have to take care of all that. And I think, oh man, those were the days. That's what I think about.
yeah. I mean, I think about like just all the times that I just spent playing Pokemon without a care in the world, just like you said, like with no responsibilities. But
Yeah,
there's also a lot of times where like playing like in the snow or like playing outside and not worrying about anything, just like the no responsibilities thing, but like just feeling the nostalgia and like feeling
yeah,
of being in the moment. Like when you're a kid, you're not really worried about like the future, but you're like excited about the future, or like you're excited about like the things that you did, but like just being in the moment pretty much. But not, I don't know why, but it really resonated with me.
yeah.
And then
I
like
mean,
cherish the things that are there because obviously he's going back to visit his dying grandmother and like also made me realize like how much more time I need to spend with my grandparents and stuff. So
I was very close with my grandparents too, growing up, and I think that part of the story did resonate with me because I do fondly think about, like, for instance, I won't go into detail behind it, but part of the reason why I really like having a real Christmas tree
mm,
is I have a few really like positive memories around having a going out, chopping down, going out to a forest, chopping down a pine tree, loading it up in the truck and bringing it back, and setting up
what
in that
forests are you going to chopping down real Christmas trees?
well, maybe not forest, but like a tree farm.
Oh,
Like
okay,
we
cool.
yeah,
I
where
thought you were
they
just
would
going down to a
sell.
park and like chopping down a tree. It's
Yeah, just
illegal,
go to
Lance.
the just go to the
You can't do
national
that.
park. Confessions. No, yeah, going to like a tree farm and like there was this one that we went to where I mean, you could cut down your own pine tree. Like you could the whole experience, right? Like they were selling it to you, but you could chop it down um, if you wanted and load it up. And anyway, that whole experience really like that. I had fond memories from that, and so like when I think about it now, um, having a real Christmas tree, the smell, the sensation around it is really appealing. So
Yeah, agreed. What do you think about it? And you said you didn't like it, but like what things did you like about that story?
I think mostly just the character,
The
his
narrator.
voiceover, the narrator. I think the story, like what was going on in the background, I didn't dislike that. I just the character and how they described everything. I think that might be also part of the reason why the other two I liked a lot better, is because it was actually like it wasn't a
It was just a
voiceover.
story. Yeah,
It was just a story
I love
versus Mila.
voiceovers.
Yeah. That was my biggest gripe with it. If he didn't talk, like yeah, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more.
That's fair.
Do you have anything else you want to say on the first one?
That kid got stabbed. The owner's kid got stabbed. That was funny.
That's a
Not
little bit
funny.
like
It's not. It's not funny. It's not funny. But like, it just came out of nowhere, right? So I was like,
what I
very
was at a
unexpected.
school too. Like I
That's
wanted to
cool.
like
What
and
school are they going to? We get stabbed.
was this one in Tokyo?
No, this is a. Well, no, because because the
Because it was
shop
three.
closed down, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, first off, my mistake. None of these took place in Tokyo because this is all in China.
Yeah,
So, um, Hong Kong, because there was Shanghai, there was Hong Kong. I think it was a third major city that the story took place in.
Beijing. No. Um. Yeah, Beijing. I think. I
So
don't know.
Beijing, Hong Kong, and Shanghai.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Well, so he's in Beijing. The shop closed down with speculation that owners were pushed out due to jealousy or one of them back in Beijing. So they were in a small countryside area, and then they moved to Beijing,
Ding.
presumably because that kid got stabbed.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's where that sort of took place.
Yeah, Hunan. Hunan.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was kind
Oh,
of like the random, countryside
yeah, I know.
stabbing. Like,
Yeah, I know. That's
and I'm
weird.
sure that, I mean, like, did that kid go to jail? Like,
Who knows?
oh, just business as usual. No one seemed to be freaking out. I mean, they called the ambulance, but no one was like, oh man, this neighborhood's going to shit. So people didn't.
Oh man. Um, I don't know if you want to talk about this now, but like, is this your first Chinese anime that you watched?
um, well, uh, I think so.
It's not mine.
I think this was, if unless there's been one we've watched.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, uh, let me rephrase. If there's one I've watched outside, whether with you or with just Tori, and we haven't,
Mm,
I didn't know it, and this is the first one that I knew was Chinese.
gotcha. Yeah, I watched the Daily Life of the Immortal King, and that's Chinese. Um, and honestly, it's hard unless like obviously you can listen and like you can hear that they're speaking Chinese instead of speaking Japanese. But like other than that, sometimes it's hard to tell if you're watching a Chinese made anime versus a Japanese made anime because they're both so good, right? Um,
Yeah,
like if you didn't like if they're both dubbed, it'd be hard to tell in my opinion. I mean, you could get context clues because of like they're talking about Beijing and talking about Shanghai and Tokyo, and not like Tokyo or any of the other like Japanese like areas, but
yeah,
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 overall,
yeah, yeah, totally, and like, yeah, and also like, I think some of the home, would you be home architecture, home design?
yeah, I think so.
Like, there's some differences there too, because like in a lot of like not a lot, but in some Japanese anime, you have the people are sitting at the table, like sitting on the floor at the table. like legs crossed and everything like that, or and versus here, I didn't see that, be a thing in any of the, so I don't know if that's a specific culture thing in Japan or if that's just in this movie they decided not to do that or whatever. But like that was one thing I noticed is the way when they were eating, no one was sitting cross-legged on the floor.
Under like a um, what what's those tables that have the blanket and stuff, and then like you put your legs underneath the blanket. It's not a katsu, right?
I'm not sure.
Konkatsu, I think it's konkatsu. I don't know.
I did though, and so I did notice though in the third one that they still do the house slippers.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So I guess is that just a region specific? Because I know in the U.S., I mean that's not really. I mean, some people are like, "Hey, take your shoes off before you come in the house," but there isn't like this whole.
They don't give you house slippers to wear.
They don't give you house slippers.
I'm gonna start doing that.
So
Here's house
I
slippers.
actually, dude, I actually we talked about doing that, getting house slippers and bathroom slippers.
Bathroom slippers are. I mean, it makes sense if you have a huge bathroom. I don't know about smaller bathroom. If I was in a public
But
bathroom, yeah, I'd definitely wear some bathroom slippers.
but yeah, we're talking about doing that and getting
That's
some,
cool.
putting up by the door and say like, take your damn shoes off before you come in our house, you
My
filthy outsider.
what's funny is my grandma. She didn't have house slippers, but she had a sign that said "Take your shoes off or leave."
I would get the same sign, but I would just have the just leave.
Just leave. Yeah, don't even come in. Don't even come in. Here's an iPad. We'll FaceTime while you're in my entryway.
So Tori found this. Tori really likes the mats that you can put in front of front doors.
Oh yeah, I do too.
What are they? Are they are just
Welcome mats.
welcome mats? And there was one that says she found that says "Come as guests, leave as friends."
Yeah.
And I said, "Can we get one that's the opposite? Come as friends, leave as a guest."
Yes. We we don't hang out to become friends. We hang out to become less than friends. Trying to be acquaintances.
Yeah.
Uh, can you explain to me the purpose of like I think I understand the fashion show one, but like I don't know. It was boring to me. I don't know why.
Um, I guess. What do you mean by the purpose? Like, what's the message behind it?
What's the message behind it? Don't give up on your
Um,
dreams. I don't know. When life gets hard, keep going. Like you just this is any Bed Bath and Beyond like quote.
message. What was the message I took from it? Well, so I wouldn't say let's talk through it because I can't really like pull out like a succinct, 1 to 2 line message, but I can tell you what I saw, and then maybe we can pull a message from that.
Yeah.
Um, so the story is about an older sister who is a career model
Yep.
and is the, I guess, would you say, main caretaker for her younger sister.
I mean, is she really a caretaker? She just gives her a place to live. I'm like, overall, she does all the cooking, right? The younger sister does, and like
Um,
cleans the house because she's always working.
but didn't she?
She's
Didn't
in
they grow
college,
up?
so it's like I don't know.
But she's in college during the time of the story. But how long has she been
When
living
she
there?
grew up, yeah, I think she had custody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she was let's say was the caretaker of her younger sister.
yeah, yeah.
Career model, successful.
Very successful, like number one
Yeah.
model, I think, right?
I mean that one young hot thing that was coming in,
Bro, I hated her so much. Hated
so
her.
much. But
Hated
you know who I hated more?
her.
That dude.
Oh yeah. Why do you hate him? Why? I don't think you
Because
should hate him.
he not the manager.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, no. Oh, the dude.
Blonde. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
guy who was like, "Oh, you're only 15. You're so mature for your age." Like, how
was
creep
she 15?
the younger model?
Yeah, she wasn't 15, was
Yeah.
she? No
Well, she
way.
just, yeah, that's what they
He's
said.
not dating a 15-year-old, right?
I'm just saying that's what he
No
said to
wonder I got
her.
rapey vibes from him.
He said to her, or maybe she 18. I don't know, but she was okay. Regardless of what her age was, he said, "Oh, you're only this age. You're so mature." Uber
Bro,
creep vibes.
bro,
Uber
and
creep
then
vibes.
he brought his girlfriend,
Yeah,
air quotations, a bouquet of roses, and
yeah,
like as soon as she walked up, here, take one of these roses I gave my girlfriend, and give it to
yeah,
you. Cause I'm planting the seed for our future, right? Because
yeah.
she's all washed up. She's gonna faint the next fashion show where you're gonna kill it.
Yeah. Hated that young model. Hated that dude. Can go fuck off. I mean, that was just
Well,
so.
I don't know, like the older sister's been in the fashion world for a long time, right? And like I feel like that would happen, right? Where like up and coming model is gonna replace the older model, right? But like she just
Yeah.
gave up. She just gave up. Which that's why I think the message was don't give up on your dreams. Because at the end you see both of them on that giant
So
poster.
I wouldn't say it's don't give up on your dreams. I think because what we saw her, we actually saw her like work herself to the bone
Yeah, too much.
too much. And I think the message we could probably draw from that is like, you know, I'd say something like maybe your dreams are. I mean, your dreams aren't worth killing yourself for. Maybe I don't know. I
Lance.
mean, is that a?
Lance. Lance. This story's for you, Lance.
I know. I know. Uh, I
I switched
yeah.
jobs like what 6, 7 months ago, and I'm living out this story 100%. Living out this story 100%.
um, but yeah, I think like don't lose sight of yourself. Maybe is don't get so focused on one thing that you lose sight. I mean, she got so focused that she lost sight of her her sister. She lost sight of her manager friend. Like she was so focused on being successful that
Doesn't she manage doesn't he manage the other girl too?
yes, yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be hard. It's like, yeah, we're old friends, but like she's making me a lot of money, man.
um, oh yeah, that was. I don't know how. I guess is he probably is he like I don't think he's like getting clients. I think man he works for like an agency or whatever, and he's
Yeah,
probably just assigned a client.
that makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I liked
So
how
go ahead.
I liked how Lulu like started like designing clothes and like she found her own passion. Like so she's like the behind the scenes person where Lin is the like in front of the scenes person. I think that was really cool and like how Lulu was able to find purpose in her life as well and like contribute to help her sister because her sister helped her throughout the whole story.
Yeah, and like she still maintained her success and she was still a model, but she kind of like toned it down a little bit. It's like I'm gonna be more, I'm in my sister's business now. I'm still doing the same thing, but it's moving her forward,
Yeah.
right? And which is part of the reason why she worked so hard is because she wanted not only to be successful in her career, but she wanted both worlds. She wanted to be both a successful model and also a successful mentor for her
Yeah.
younger sister, right? And so I think the pressure of trying to be perfect in both those worlds caused her to not be perfect and even stumble backwards in both those worlds, right?
I agree.
Um,
I hate
so
how Yi Lin left her sister at the very beginning while she was partying it up, and like she's just waiting there with like the dinner. That was
yeah.
horrible. Hated that. I was like, you at least call her.
Not only that, but she showed up drunk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she passed out on the couch. Left her sister to clean up after everything. I mean,
yeah. I hate that part.
her sister was like, "Yeah, I'm used to it."
You should be used to it.
You shouldn't be used to it.
Yeah,
This should be an outlier.
yeah.
Um, but anyway, I think focus on your dreams or work hard for your dreams, but not at the expense of yourself or others.
I like that message, Lance. What? I like the message a
Which,
lot.
which is directly speaking to me because
100%.
I killed
100%.
myself. When you have people you work with say, "Hey, you need a you need a
You tone it
sleep."
down, man. You just relax. Take tomorrow as a PTO day, but don't put PTO in, right? You like use that for another day.
Yeah, that should have been my first clue.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, so yeah, that I mean, the story. I like the second story a lot better than the first because it was an actual story and the characters, didn't give me their voiceover throughout their exposition through the whole thing. You ready for the third one?
Yeah, I mean, Love in Shanghai is kind of that way, right? Where it's like don't work so hard, but also like
So I
I don't
think,
know, man.
I mean, so he
An
maybe
idiot. That's what he is.
communication,
He's an
maybe
idiot. Miscommunication.
maybe yeah, because he worked. So, oh man, God, if that happened to me, I would have broken down like he did. Like
Did he break down?
he was, I think so, yeah, because he's listening to that tape. He started like
Yeah,
crying.
yeah, that's true.
We didn't see like a full breakdown, but we saw him like definitely tearing up. But yeah, it's like I'm gonna work so hard so I can get into this school so we can continue to be together, and find out the other person's like, yeah, I totally just tanked the exam so that way I could stay at home with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's like, "What?"
oh.
He's like, "I already passed it. What do you mean? I passed it. I'm not even good at school. I did this
That's
for
the
you."
thing. Yeah, he wasn't even good at school. She was like really smart, and she was almost like a shoe in. And
Yeah.
so the, I mean,
She got beat for not getting in.
y- yeah, dude, like that whole home environment too. That was hard. That like was hard to watch for me.
It's normal
Knowing,
for
yeah.
Asian households.
Ugh,
Luckily, my
gosh.
mom is Filipino and wasn't like that. Like she would still like get good grades and like go to school and stuff like that, but like she never beat me for it.
That's good because you probably would have gotten beaten a lot. Ooh,
I probably would have finished school if I did.
yeah.
If I got beat, I feel like I would have finished college.
Well, you're finishing college now.
Oh yeah, but what it took me another 10 years almost.
It's okay. I mean, not everyone, success isn't a straight
Not
line.
everyone gets beat. Don't beat your kids, everybody. Don't do that. That's horrible.
It is, yeah. Um, but I really like the last story.
I
So
like the last one too.
I need to do the exchange rate because I need to figure out because it was in 2008,
Yeah,
the last one. But when he said his apartment was 100,000 a month,
100,000 yen.
was it yen?
No, it's not yen. I don't think. Hold on.
Because that would be weird considering it's in China. No, I looked up the Chinese currency.
Yuan, yuan, whatever. I don't know how to say it.
Uh,
It's 15 cents per one Chinese yuan or whatever.
hold on 1 second. That's not, I think, what I saw. It was one. I thought it was called. Oh, I guess it's called RMB. No, no. What's the difference between won and minbi?
I don't know what that is. He said his rent was 100,000.
Yeah, he called his rent 100,000, and when I looked it up, I didn't see won. I saw minbi,
Maybe
RENMI,
REN.
RENMINBI. Let's see here.
It looks like they're the same thing.
Come on.
There's no way. There's
Mi-
no way his rent's $14,000.
I mean, it rent or so ren. So let's see here. The distinction
Yen
is
makes more
subtle.
sense.
Yeah. While renminbi is the official currency of China, the yuan is the principal unit of account for that currency.
Nope,
I don't know what that
confused.
means.
We're just gonna use yen instead. It makes more sense.
But yes, yeah, I looked it up. It's 14,000 a month. I mean,
There's no way.
in New
He's not
York,
making that much. He's not making that much.
I don't know what he does.
I don't know. He gave up on love, I guess.
But
Well,
no,
I mean,
like,
he didn't give up on
like
love. He gave up on love for actual human connection. He still has love for money, I guess.
I mean, in New York, it's very common for like rent to be 5, 6, $7,000 a month for.
You ever been to New York?
I
I have not.
don't
Sounds
like it.
sounds horrible.
I don't like New York. I don't
Why?
like.
Too many people?
No, I mean that's gonna be no matter where I go. There's gonna be too many people.
Yeah, because you want to live in Seattle, where it just rains the whole time.
I love
Just a
it. I
shitty,
love the
it's just a
rain.
Shinnecoin
No,
film.
um, the reason I didn't like New York is because it was too much concrete.
Oh yeah, not enough nature.
Yeah,
I mean, isn't Seattle a lot of concrete?
but Seattle has a lot of nature too.
Does it?
Yeah,
No, it's right next to Canada, I guess. Does it snow in Seattle?
I mean, yeah.
Because it's so far north. Is that why?
I mean, it snows in the Midwest. It snows in the Northeast. Yeah, it's gonna snow.
Does it snow in Florida though?
No, because it's closer to the. It's warmer down south. It can snow in Florida though.
And you can. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold out for it though. So.
I mean, this past year we had like there was a massive snowstorm in Texas.
Yeah, people didn't know how to react to that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can snow.
Um,
It's just not common.
what do you think about the using the tape and like he couldn't find a cassette player, so he had to go back to his grandparents, and that was sad. Where he's
Yeah.
like, I haven't seen them in forever, and like he notices her shaking and everything. I'm like, bro, you gotta visit them more. And like I find that so with me too. Like I gotta visit my grandparents more.
Yeah. Not only that, but like that whole area is being pretty much demolished.
Demolished, yeah.
Imagine your home life. Your home is just whether you like it or not. It's just like, yeah, we're just gonna get rid of it. You have to move.
Bro.
You have no choice.
So that's what happened with me growing up. The very first home that my grandparents lived in, or not lived in, but the one I remember because I was so little. I remember driving my little like RC, not RC car, but like my little my Power Wheels car, like driving around the backyard because it's huge. They tore down that house and tore down that intersection. My great grandparents' home, this was a little trailer, was still there. That was the cutoff point, but they tore that down to build an intersection. To it's called the bypass for where I live. I'm not sure if you've ever taken that way to go to my house, but it's the bypass where you don't have to go through the city, you go around
Okay.
the city. And I'm like, yeah, it's like cool that you can go around the city. You don't have to go through Stoplight City, is what they call the city. But I would rather have the childhood home back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But I saw
Yeah,
that
it's
happen.
just
Yeah.
yeah. It's just strange. I guess maybe not strange, but it's just like kind of like how little control you can have over over anything.
Yeah.
If someone with enough money, time, and energy comes through and says, "Yep, I want this, and I'm going to do this," you're kind of your hands are tied. You're forced to move.
Yeah. But they pay you probably pretty well, right? To do that.
I mean, I imagine. I mean, I imagine the first offer is pretty nice, but if you say no to that because you're like, "I want my childhood home," I'm sure that the longer it goes on, then the offer goes down.
Yeah. I can see that. Um, what do you like what resonated with this about what about this resonated with you? Was it the story, just like it was a Shinkai movie, or like
I mean, the
pretty
story
much?
definitely, but I think also just the how you get in your head. Like our main character, he had this sort of this vision in his head of what was going to happen, and he worked
Yeah.
really hard about that, and he didn't tell anyone what was inside his head. just went for it. Come to find out, what he worked so hard for isn't what happened, right? Because someone
And
else
she's
was
trying to
also
talk to
doing.
him, right? She's trying to talk to him
She didn't
about
touch.
it. He's
Yeah, she
always
did try
studying,
to.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
he's always studying.
Because his jerk of a father said that if you want to do this, you need to work so hard and not goof around with those kids, and you need to stay
Yeah,
focused.
he didn't know he was doing it for a girl. So
Yeah. But I think like just talking to people and just letting people know, how you feel, what you're thinking, where your head's at, because you may think when you put yourself in this little bubble, you're not seeing what's happening outside that bubble, and then you run the risk of what you think is happening or what you want to happen not matching up with what someone else wants to happen.
yeah,
I mean, that was one of the reasons why I told when I first met Tori, I was like, I said, this is my goal. Like I up front before we even before we even really started dating, I told her this is what I'm working towards. This is my goal. Yeah. And that's not going to change. I said no, not going to change for anybody.
what goal was
If
it?
it,
Finish school.
finish school, career, where I want, yeah, I think at that time I don't think I knew that I wanted to move out west yet. I think, or maybe I did. I don't remember. It's been so long. But for school and like the fact that I was wanting to like career wise, and yeah, I think I did want to move out west. And she ended up loving the Pacific Northwest too. And so
Worked
that
out.
worked out. Yeah, but I told her, I said, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. And if that, I said, that's not going to change, and if it matches up with you, cool. If it doesn't match up with you, that's also cool. I said, I don't want you to change yourself and your goals from me. If they happen to align, perfect.
Yeah,
And so I made it very clear up front. The opposite of what this character did, right? But I could have easily just, not talked about that sort of thing. And then, we might have reached at an impasse where she's like, oh, I want to stay here in the Midwest,
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I guess we're breaking up then because I'm heading out west. That could have really caused a lot of
Yeah,
problems, and then waste.
100%.
I don't want
Not
to say
wasting
wasted
time.
time, but missed opportunities. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
100%.
what really think resonated with me was just communicating what's inside your head. Something
Yeah,
I do struggle with a
I know.
lot.
Yeah,
Um, Also, it's a Shinkai film. It's a short story of a Shinkai film. It was so
yeah.
well done.
Which makes sense, right? Because well, at least one of the stories got to be that way. If the people that made your name also helped make this movie,
Yeah,
got to
I,
be
I
something
wonder.
similar.
I wonder. Okay, so of the three, I want to know: did like the same group of people make all three, or did they like break it up into teams and like whatever team did the third story? That's who I want. I just want to know who they are so I can watch everything that they do.
Yeah, that's that's true. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah. Um, how did you feel about the whole airport um scene?
Um, it made sense to me. I mean, like because they all came together, but I was like, it didn't have as much of an impact that I thought it was gonna be. It's just like just them passing by. But
Yeah.
the movie's called Flavors of Youth, and it all dealt with. Actually, the first two. I mean, the second one didn't really deal with like them as kids, mostly them as adults. The first and the
Yeah.
third one dealt with it as kids. So I don't know about that name. Change the name, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's years in the future. Okay, obviously in the third story, he reconnected with her,
Hmm.
because you see them walking through the airport and laughing and loving and crying and being patriots again. So
Yeah.
I think it probably would have been more impactful if he didn't end up with her.
If he did or didn't.
Didn't.
Didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would have been more impactful that way, I would say.
But it's not a happy ending, so it would be, you know, it's not a happy ending, but I think it would have been more impactful.
It's not a happy. Oh, and you mean the other way is not a happy ending? Because it is kind of happy, right?
He's kind of happy. Like he realizes that he missed out, but then he, tracks her down, and they start talking again. Apparently, they, you know, reconnected. And they're friends again, or dating. Right? We don't know, but
I would assume they're dating, but I don't know. Because the dude like quit his job, climbing the corporate ladder, and he opened up his own motel.
yeah, I wondered about that. Um, so did he did he buy with his did he obviously if you're not spending $14,000 a month on rent, maybe you're able to afford a property
Maybe,
converted to a motel.
maybe.
I wouldn't want to do that though. I would have kept the money.
You mean working a job you hate?
You hate it?
I mean, I don't think so, but like probably once he like remembered like why he was going that route. I don't know. Maybe he's caught up. He's so caught up in doing the same thing over and over again, where he thinks he likes it, but he actually doesn't.
Hmm. Possible.
Possible, possibly.
I probably would have kept the money though.
Yeah, money's not everything, Lance. I should know.
Because you could have afforded a much nicer hotel. You know, that
Yeah,
hotel that place looked pretty nice.
they look pretty nice. That's true.
You know. But
Alrighty then.
I've seen some shady motels before, so
Yeah. Do you have an idea of what you want to watch next?
whoever made the third story of Flavors of Youth.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, it was crazy. I think that was our 50 last time. I think the last one was our 52nd episode, right? Last one was.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
don't
think
even know.
the last one was 52nd. So I don't want to do it like now because I don't know if we have time or anything. But like,
Oh,
I kind of want to go through and like rank all of them. But ranking almost 50 of them would be kind of hard, in my opinion.
I mean, if people can rank Pokemon,
Yeah.
make a whole video about that. I think we can rank 50-ish anime.
You know how
Several of them
long?
are part one.
You know how long it's gonna
Several,
take?
probably a long time.
Yeah.
There we go. We just record it all, and then we just make like 10 episodes from one part 1 through 10.
No, it'd take forever. I do have a question because we're at 52nd. Should we do a season 2 of Anime Fix or just keep going season 1? Because right now I'm just like season 1 episode 52. But like, could I do like
Are
season
you putting
2
season?
episode 53?
No, I think we're just a serial um
That's fair.
podcast. Like we're not doing seasons.
All right, sounds good.
We're a soap opera. We're not a
Yeah, it just keeps
sitcom.
going. It never stops.
Have you been putting it in seasons? Are you
I
doing
just
that?
ask. I just put season 1. I don't know.
No, yeah, just continuation.
That's good. What do you want to watch next, bud? I last
I
time.
think. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think I was the one that picked Flavors of Youth, right?
I don't know. Let's say. Let's look up love animes.
Same. That's all I'm doing.
Love anime movies.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. Makia, I love anime. Gotta hear what that. There's a youth on there. all these Pixar
Ooh.
movies.
Oh.
Ooh, Anohana.
Wait
People
a
say
minute. Wait a
crap for that one,
minute.
but
5 centimeters per second.
yeah, it's on what? It's
Voodoo.
on Voodoo and it's on Apple TV. Yeah, it's either that one or both of them. I hear people cry.
Uh, what was the one you said? Because you were breaking up there.
Anohana, no Hana.
Oh no. Breaking up, Chase.
Anohana, no,
No! No, I'm losing you.
no.
Uh, uh, let's do. We haven't done Shinkai in a while. Let's do 5 centimeters per second.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do that one. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. We'll close the outro out before we lose each other again. All
Okay.
right. We'll catch everyone next time when we watch and review 5 centimeters per second.
Bye. Bye.